Welcome back to Headlines Now. A day before the Comptroller and Auditor General Vinod Rai and the man who disputed the 2G loss figure, Principal Auditor R.P. Singh, depose before the Joint Parliamentary Committee, NDTV has accessed documents which show that R.P. Singh may have been pressurized to sign the final CAG report on the 2G scam. The documents show file notings by the Deputy CAG, Rekha Gupta, which give directions to R.P. Singh to read the report in only 15 minutes. It also gives directions to R.P. Singh to not only go through it in Rekha Gupta's room only. Well, the US has now finally apologized to former President APJ Abdul Kalam for subjecting him to frisking at the New York's JFK airport, an incident that had provoked sharp reactions from India, which threatened retaliatory action. Abdul Kalam was frisked not once but twice at the US airport in September, an act that violates protocol followed by almost every other country. The incident had occurred at New York's John F. Kennedy's airport on September 29th. The security personnel patted Kalam down before he was allowed aboard on an Air India flight and then tried to frisk him again once he was seated, saying they'd forgotten to check his jacket and shoes for explosives. They took away his shoes and jacket to check and returned them sometime later. India reacted strongly to the incident. Well, in that apology that had been sent to Kalam and in the Indian government, it said appropriate procedure for expedited screening of dignitaries had not been followed. We deeply regret the inconvenience. They also said that the US was actively working to prevent such incidents from occurring in the future. Meanwhile, as Kingfisher Airlines struggles to handle its 7,000 crore debt, the chairman and MD of Bajaj Auto has hit out, saying private sectors should not be bailed out at all. Speaking on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum in Mumbai, Rahul Bajaj said it's a free market economy and those who die must die.
A silver lining after almost a week of back-to-back mass cancellations and doubts over its financial health. The Prime Minister has hinted that he's not ruling out a bailout for the cash-strapped Kingfisher Airlines.
Private sector airlines have to be managed efficiently, but if they do get into difficulties, we have to find ways and means to help them to get out of the process.
Here at the World Economic Forum in Mumbai, Kingfisher's financial mess was being hotly debated and corporate leaders were divided on the way forward for the troubled airline. While some believe there is no case for a government bailout for the private sector, others say Kingfisher is within its right to ask the government for help.
Bajaj Auto gets into a mess, you should bail me out. I'm a private sector man, a very proud private sector man, but I cannot see the logic of bailing out any private sector company just because of employees or just because of customers.
But the real bailout can come from the banks, as Kingfisher is negotiating for restructuring its 7,000 crore rupee debt.
Hamara exposure hai that also has a cover from outside of the airline cash flows of the group.
The Kingfisher top brass met a consortium of banks in Bangalore to ask for an increase in lending limits. But banks want to see some concrete proposals on viability before making up their minds, though the positive indications from the Prime Minister will come as a boost in an otherwise gloomy scenario. With Shweta Rajpal Kohli in Mumbai, in New Delhi, Ketki Angre for NDTV.
Now, when we return from this short break, we want you to imagine an ocean of books only for the young ones. Big and small, that is no dream, it's a reality. Coming up.